So we're acknowledging things are changing, and it's not typical aging life for this person. Well, what could it be? So I'm going to show you three fingers. The first one pops up. It's acute changes in cognition. Something is going on. This isn't typical, and it pops up suddenly. Now, what's really important to note is with increasing age, this indeed could be something of note. It could be something critical. I could have a new onset of a medical condition that should be looked at super carefully because it's fixable. I could be starting to have diabetes, perhaps a heart condition. Maybe I'm starting to have a thyroid problem. Perhaps my electrolytes are out of balance. Maybe that supplement that I was taking. So it turns out that when something changes suddenly, and it's not typical for me, it deserves a good medical workup. We want to check out the possibility that I have an infection, I have an inflammation, I have a medical reaction to something, I have a medication reaction. And it could be a medication I've been on a long time, or it could be we've added another one. It could be something inside of me or around me that's causing these changes. We want to check it out because if we miss our opportunity, what could happen is it could get far worse and truly impact my body and my brain in irreparable ways. Ooh, now the second one, this one has to do with emotional shifts. So it could be anxiety, it could be depression. So it starts off maybe with just a little bit of something not, it could have been an incident, an episode. Maybe I've lost someone, a pet, an animal, a home, a lifestyle. And it starts off with a situation, but it's not getting better. I am more isolating myself away from, I am not talking, I'm not wanting to be part of. That could be a really sad depression, a really immobilizing depression. And maybe I've never had depression before, or maybe I have. It's really important to notice though, when did it start? How did it start? What's happening? Because again, depression can be treated. Maybe not 100% resolved, but definitely better than what it is. Now, on the other hand, I might have anxiety, which is things are not going well and I'm having a hard time and I don't like this and I'm having a hard time thinking and sleeping and eating. And when that happens, I might overeat or undereat. I might oversleep or undersleep. I might not be able to find the things that I'm looking for, or words that I'm searching for, or make choices. And the bad news is some depression is an anxious depression. The other bad news is these things could pop up and we get used to them and we think, well, that's just her these days. Anxiety can also be managed, and we're not just talking meds, but we do have to start recognizing that's really atypical for how she used to be. Oh, and now we have the third one that nobody likes to talk about, and yeah, it's there. This is brain change that's progressive. This is brain change. We're going to talk more about it. This is where we are having changes in the brain, and it's not going to be fixable. Now, the bad news for all of us is that this one and this one, whether it's anxiety or depression, can be masking or can both be occurring. And when both of these are occurring, what we might miss is the pop-up of some of the incidents that are acute confusion. So these guys are not actually three distinct things, but three different things that can be seen in combination. So what's important to note? Number one, not typical. We want to watch out for the quick changes because those are ones that we definitely should be looking at with providers who might be in support or might be missing cues, and we will become advocates. We do want to notice changes in mood and affect. We want to notice if somebody's getting flat or down or up and down or up and having a hard time. We also want to notice changes in cognitive abilities, changes in memory abilities, changes in sleep, changes in appetite, because sometimes it's a combo and sometimes this one is hiding behind those. And sometimes this one is hiding behind this one. The reason we want to look at all three is that I'm a human being and I'm living inside this body with this brain in this situation. So figuring out what part of atypical is dementia, what part of atypical is depression or anxiety, and what part might be an acute, confused state of mind because of a medical problem. And is it all three? Is it two of the three? Is it only one? You won't know without a careful exploration.